Sir, you can start, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, my dear students. Again, you are all are warm. Welcome to the wonderful session of the biological classes. Okay. Today, we are going to discuss about the continuity of the population and organisms, ectone and its effect. Ectone and its effect. That heading is we have to going to discuss now. So in this part, what is by ectone? Okay, what is by ectone? The transition. What is that? The transition, a zone between two communities. The transition between the two communities, okay, is known as ectone. Once again, repeat for you. So what is meant by ectone? First of all, you should note it down. What is by ectone? What are the examples of ectone? Okay, like that, we are going to discuss. The transition zone between the two communities is known as the ectone. For example, the ectone between the grassland and the forest. First one is considered which one? A grassland. Second one is in between these two, there is a relationship. Okay. So that is called as what is that? One of the example. Another ectone between the river and the ozone traceries. Okay. These are the two examples has given for the ectone. Once again, repeat for you, my dears. What is by ectone and edge effect? Okay. So the transition zone between the two communities. Transition zone means what is it? Take an example of grassland and forest. In between there is a space is that. That space is called as ectone. For example, so this is considered a ectone. See this one? Okay. So, for example, okay, for grassland they told, isn't it? Grassland, isn't it? Grass, okay, land, isn't it? Grassland. Okay, my dear. And also the grassland followed by which one? There is a forest, isn't it? Forest. Okay, my dear. So in between there is a space, just like imagine. So you can take like this. So here you take an example of this is considered as a grassland, isn't it? Followed by there is a small space is there, and also again there is a third part. This is considered as a forest. Okay, so this is the grassland, isn't it? This is considered as a grassland. Here, you just imagine this is the forest. Okay, my dear. So this is the forest. Okay. So in between there is a space is that. This is considered as a, what is that? Ectone. Okay, my dear. So ectone. So relations between these two, there is some of the animal they will grow in this area. This is considered as a ectone species. Okay, my dear. Once again, repeat for you. It's the same things also. The river as well as the sea. Okay, river when it so it is comes from in the many area, and also it reaches the ozone, isn't it? Ozone, isn't it? Sorry. Okay. So C. Simply we may call as which one? C. Simply we may call it C. Here there is a river. Okay, river. The joining place of this area, that is considered as a ectone. So these are the two examples has given. These are the two examples has given for ectone, my dear. Okay, see. Okay, see here. The ectone contain a few species from both communities. The total number of species is often greater in the ectone than in the adjoining communities. All right, what is the meaning of ectone means? Already I told you. Ectone containing a few species. Take an example. Few species. They told which one few species, isn't it, mate? Okay. Okay. Yes. Few species. Take an example. This one. The containing a few species from both communities. Both communities means what is that meaning? Grassland. Take an example. Here you can take an example. 3 species. And here also 3 species in forest. The same time, river also take an example. 5 species from the river and 5 species from the ocean. Both are what happened migrate from the native area into where in the center. That condition is called as ectone. Then in the adjoining communities, both the communities are living together in the particular place. That is called as ectone, my dear. Okay. So see here. So this is considered as a ectone. See, this is an example. The land ecosystem. They told the first one is called as ecosystem 1. Is that? So this is considered as ecosystem 1. See, this part, the ecosystem 1, this is considered as land ecosystem. Land means, what are the animals and microorganisms, they will grow in this area, land ecosystem. And second one is ecosystem 2, that is nothing but the aquatic. So this is the land ecosystem, this one is aquatic ecosystem. In between what there is, there is a space, is that this space is considered as a, what is that? Ecotone. So here it is also called as amphibians. We may call it as amphibians, isn't it? Amphibians, isn't it, my dear? Amphibians, because it can live both the what is that area. Such type of animals called what is that? Ecospecies, ecotone species, like that. Marshland, like that they told. Marshland. It is also marshland. Once again, repeat for you. Ecosystem, they have taken as a 2 ecosystem. One is called as land ecosystem. What are the microorganisms? They will grow in this area. They will live. Another one is called as what is that? Second one is called as what is that? Aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic means, take an example. These are the animals, isn't it? These are the animals they will grow. But in between these two, there is a space is there, that in between the connection between the 2 spaces. Okay. So what is that? The connection between the 2 space, connection between the 2 space. Okay. So in this area, already I told you, in this area. Okay. So in this area, it's considered as a ecotone. Okay, my dear. So what happened here also, some of the animals, they are living. So here to here and here to here. So I told you this is considered as an amphibian. They can live in both the ecosystem. Both the ecosystem, they can live here also, they can live here also. So such type of animals is called as ecotone species. Particularly tell us the, see here, tortoise has given, and also there is a frog. These are the 2 examples. Okay, my dear. So okay, go to the next one. See, the tendency of the increased varieties and the density of the some organism at the community border is known as edge effect. Edge effect. What is the meaning of edge effect? Ecotone is nothing but the edge of the aquatic ecosystem as well as the land ecosystem. This is the edge space. Okay, so that is denoted as here, which is edge effect. That is denoted as the edge effect. Okay, my dear. So this is important, edge effect. Okay, depends upon the number of organisms. Okay, the organisms which occur primarily or most abundantly or spend the greatest amount of their time in the junction between the communities are called as edge species. So this is very, very important. So there are two things you must know. What is meant by ecotone, and second one is what is meant by edge effect. What is meant by edge species? Edge effect. What is the meaning of edge effect? The tendency of increased variety, and the density of the some organism. Density means number of organisms. Density means numbers. Okay. At the community border. For example, you can take this one. Here, so only one, what is that? So see here. See here. So how many tortoise is there? How many frog is there? Just imagine. Here only one is there, isn't it, my dear? Only one, it will be present here, isn't it, my dear? Only one is here. Okay. So in our point of view, suppose the tortoise it contain 6. Imagine. So here the frog is also containing 10. Okay. So which is highly populated? No, the frog is highly populated. This organism is called as what is that? This organism is called as, this effect is called as what is that? Edge effect, otherwise called as a community border. That is also called as what is that? A community border. Community border. Okay. That species is called as what is the edge species. The organism which occur primarily or most abundant. Primarily means it may be a first time. Most abundant means number of organism present in it. That is also considered as abundant. And also spend the greatest amount of their time. That is very, very important. Time is very, very important. Suppose per day, about 24 hours is the day times 12 and dark times also 12 hours. In this particular area, that means the edge effect area, the particular organism. Take an example, any one of the amphibians. Take an example, which one, frog or tortoise. They can mostly spend their time up to 16 hours or 18 hours, or whether it may be 6 hours. Here the 18 hours we may take. 18 hours in the land or 18 hours in the aquatic. Like that you have to calculate. Such type of species called as what is edge species. Okay. But in this category, just note it down, my dear. From the land to the edge ecosystem, and from the sea to or aquatic to the land, in between this area, how many hours they are spending. That is the edge of species. Edge species. Okay, my dear. So this is the important point. So don't forget. Okay. So here you must note it down. What are the two things already we studied, Okay. One is okay. See here. So one is called as edge effect, and another one is called as what is the edge species? What is the meaning of edge species? Already we studied. What is how many times they spend for where in between the space, the ecotone ecosystem, isn't it? So that is considered as which one edge species. See here, the species overlap in ectones. See the land zone. This is considered as a land zone. Land, what are the animals they are living here? Just imagine. The aquatic zone is also another one. So here the migrate some of the animals from here to here and also land to here. So it is considered as which one edge border. Okay, that is very, very important. Number of species depends upon it. Sometimes it may be a high in nature. This is also graphical representation as given here. In this time, it's a gradual, it's a similar that of the aquatic animals. Aquatic zone also. Land zone as well as aquatic zone, taken examples. The both the zone, what happened, and the number of species will be similar. And then in this area, what happened? No, the species migrate from here to here and here to here. So it is considered as a, which one you know? A co-type. Okay, my dear. So this is called as, so it is highly populated area compared to these two. So that means both the organisms living in this area only. Okay, so that is very, very important. Okay. Ecological adaptation, very, very important factors, my dear students. This is very, very important. Okay. Ecological adaptation means to extremes of the environment. Some organisms respond through the certain physiological adjustment, while others do so behaviorally. Physiological adjustment already we studied in polar bear, isn't it, my dear? Polar bear, what they will do, already you know about. Okay. Polar bear, what they will do, you know about, isn't it? Polar bear, they are having the adaptation because the skin, it contains how much centimeter? 5 to 6 centimeters of the fat deposited on the skin, isn't it? Okay. So then only it can survive in the which area? Arctic or Antarctic. In the less temperature, they can survive. Otherwise, what happened? They will not survive. They can migrate from the one place to another place during the stress conditions. So that is the reason here. What is maybe adaptation? Adaptation means it can be adjustable, isn't it, my dear? So adaptation. Okay, my dear. See how it will be. See this one. So the to extreme environment, the some organism respond through the certain physiological adjustment. That is very, very important. Okay. So behaviorally, migrating temporarily. Already we studied it. Migrating temporarily to a less stressful habitat. These responses are also actually their adaptation. This is already we studied, you know. So one of the microorganisms taken examples, bacteria. Okay. So bacteria is an examples. What happened, you know, during the unfavorable conditions? What happened? Here there is a coverage. That coverage is called as, what is that? You know, hard coat. That hard coat is called a spore. Okay. The spore formation. Sorry. Okay. The spore is also produced during the what is that? Unfavorable conditions. Unfavorable conditions. Okay. So after that, what will happen? After that, it return to the spore. Listen here. S-P-O-R-E-S. Spore production takes place. It's a thick walled. Okay. After that, what happened? When it come to normal condition, what happened? It rupture the spore. The bacteria is it will come out. It will comes out. That is very, very important, my dear. Okay. So adaptation is any attribute of the organism. Taken examples: morphological, physiological, and also behavioral, that enable the organism to survive and reproduce in its habitat. That is called as adaptation. Okay. They can attribute of the organism, any organism, take an example. So morphologically, it may be helpful, and also physiologically, and also behavioral, that enables the organism to survive. That is very, very important. Survive means what is that? Survival fitness, food, shelter, and whatever it may be. All those things comes under the category survive. And reproduce, and also produce their young one. That is very, very important, my dear. That is also very, very important. These are all ecological adaptations. So some of them are having the xerophytes. Taken examples, opensia, cactus, and also some of them are having. Taken even examples of camel is also having the adaptation for xerophytic conditions. Okay, but at the same time, it will not survive in the during rainy season or some other things. Okay, my dear. Go to the next one. Many desert plant. Example, already I told you. Many desert plant. Don't forget, my dear. Okay, have a thick cuticle on their leaf surface. Okay, my dear. Thick cuticle. The thick cuticle, what will happen? What they are doing, you know, it is reduce the, what is that? Transpiration of the water. Suppose if it is the thick cuticle on their leaf surface and have their stomata arranged, that is also very, very important. During this condition, what you know, the number of stomata will be very less in nature, very less. In the deep pits to minimize water loss through the transpiration. This is the important. So this adaptation is also mostly found in the desert plant, my dear, desert plant. So here, just to take an example, so Opuntia, okay, Opuntia, Untia, Opuntia. And also take an examples of xerophytic plants such as the cactus, isn't it? Cactus. These are the plants they are having, which one, the leaves it contain, which thick cuticle. Okay. At the same time, the stomata, these are the two adaptation of the xerophytic plants. So what happened? The water loss is, what is that? Very less in nature. Okay, my dear. So they also have a special photosynthetic pathway. It is not similar to that of the tropical plant as well as the aquatic plant and normal. It is also having a different types of, otherwise called a special type of pathway, that is called as CAMP. What is my CAM? C-A-M. It is nothing but the crustaceous acid metabolism that enable the stomata to remain closed during the daytime. It is a specialized structures. Okay. For example, you can take in examples. During the daytime, what happened? Stomata, it will be open. Isn't it, my dear? Stomata, it will open. So during daytime, so very, very important. There is a stomata is open for the transpiration of water from the plant to atmosphere. But these type of plants, what happen? The stomata number is also very less. The stomata number is also very less in nature. At the same time, what happened? It is closed during daytime. It is closed during daytime. Okay, my dear. So these are the morphological characteristics features of the xerophytic plant. Okay, see that one. Okay, my dear. So next we will pass on to the next one is another examples. See that cactus. Okay. The cactus is a very good examples of xerophyte. Already we discussed. Okay. See here. This is considered a crustaceous acid metabolism. Okay. This is one of the example has given. Okay. Go to the next one. Some desert plants such as Opuntia. Now only I talk. Isn't it? Opuntia. Okay, made it. Okay. Opuntia is an example. Have no leaves. Already you know about the leaves. No leaves. The leaves are modified into thorn or spine. Already you know about. And instead they are reduced to spines. Already told you. Isn't it? Spines. And the photosynthetic function is taken over by the flattened stem. For example, just imagine. Okay. So just imagine. This is an example. Okay. So one of the important. See here, my dear. So one of the plant, Opuntia, the structure look like this one. Already we saw it. So many places there. Okay, my dear. This plant is called as Opuntia. Okay. It's also xerophyte. Okay, my dear. See here, what happened? No, there is no leaves. First of all, you should note it down. This is xerophyte. Already told you. Here, there is no leaves. You may ask the question, what about this one, sir? This one is not a leaves. It is modified form of stem. Modified form of stem. Okay, my dear. Then what about the leaf? Just imagine the leaf is modified in the form of which one? Thorn. Okay. Just it is modified in the form of spines or thorns. Okay. So this is considered a leaf. Okay. Leaf. It is modified into what is the spines. Okay, my dears. This is very, very important. So in this category, what happened? And the number of stomata is also very less in nature. Already told you. Number of stomata Okay, stomata is less number. Okay, and also they are having the specialized photosynthesis reactions, that is denoted as a CAM, crucilaceous acid metabolisms. So here the acid is there, so the acid it did not easily what happened, evaporated from the plant. So these are the adaptation. Then only the plant it will be survive in the xerophytic conditions. Otherwise, what happened? It will not survive. It will lead to death. So here, what happened? The leaves also very small. Leaves also no leaves present in it, and the stem is modified in the form of the stem do their photosynthesis reaction, isn't it? Stem is doing photosynthesis reaction, doing photosynthesis. That is very, very important. Okay. So that special photosynthetic reaction is called as what is done? The acid metabolism. Which one in a crucilaceous acid metabolism? Here, which one is the maximum acid present in malic acid? What is it? Malic acid. Sometimes is made by oxalic acid. Okay. So these are the extra point we are going to say. So the malic acid as well as the oxalic acid during the daytimes, what happened? Daytimes, okay. Daytimes, what happened? It will not evaporate easily. So the plant, it can survive a long time. That is very, very important, my dear students. Okay. So this is the cadre. Okay. See this one. See this one. Okay. So here. And this is another one. Another example has given here in the polar seas, aquatic mammals such as seals have a thicker layer of fat blubber. Don't forget, my dear student, this is considered a very, very important point. Very, very important. Blubber, which is a thick layer of the fat. Already we discussed in the which part? In the polar bear, isn't it, my dear? Thick layer of the blubber. Okay. Then only they can survive. It is also act as a insulator. Insulator. That is very, very important, my dear students. They ask the question, NEET point of view. NEET point of view, very, very, very important point. This one. Okay. So NEET point of view. Here also, this is also very, very important, NEET point of view. Okay. Because they ask the questions, the spines, how it will be modified. Which one is the modification now? Spines. The leaf is modified in the form of spines. Then the which one they are doing photosynthesis? That stem is also doing photosynthesis. So that it's also comes out of the getting which type of photosynthesis? Crucilaceous acid metabolisms. So these are the points you must note it down. Okay, the one example has given as a plant, and another one is a animal example has given. Here, what happened? The blubber. Okay, see this one. Any one of the animals, you can take an example of any one of the animals. It contains how many? See here. See this point. Okay. Okay, media. So any one of the animal, their skin is there. Just imagine. Okay. The skin of the animals. Okay. The skin, it has how much is there? 3 to 6, 5 centimeters. Okay. 3 to 5 centimeters of the, which one blubber. What is that? That is called as blubber. PLUBBER. The blubber is nothing but the deposition of the fat. Okay. Deposition of the, what is that? Of the fat. Okay. Fat. Okay. So how much centimeter is there? 3 to 5 centimeter. This is considered as skin, Here too, how much is there? The 5 centimeter, the fat is, what is that? Occupied in this area. So these animals, they can survive in which condition? In the less temperature. Already we discussed Arctic or Antarctic. Okay. Okay, majors. Arctic or Antarctic. So here, how much is that? The temperature, it will be minus, isn't it? Already we studied in 196 degrees Celsius. Liquid nitrogen, we can store the sperm and egg and any other seeds and so on. So likewise, the temperature is also very less in nature. Okay, this is an example I have given. But here, what happened? No, very less in nature, minus. So such condition, what happened? No, the blubbers used as a insulator. Okay, insulators. Okay, it's act as a insulator. Okay, so this is the important question, my dear. This is the important question. Which one? It's act as a insulator. Fat is also act as a insulator. How much is there? In 3 to 5 centimeter. Where it deposited? Skin. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important, my dear. This is very, very important. Okay. See this one. Okay. So that and reduce the loss of body heat. Reduce the loss of body heat. Okay, my dear. So we'll pass on to the next slide. Is see, this is called as opensia. So this is the plant is called as opensia. So see here that there is a leaf. Stem is modified in the form of leaf-like structure. There is a small dot is there, isn't it? That dot, it contains what is that? What is that? Tons. The ton is a modification of which one in the leaf. So here the stem doing their photosynthesis. This is also having the specialized photosynthesis reaction that is called as CAMP, translated as in metabolisms. Okay, my dear. What is the next one? High altitude sickness is called as altitude sickness. Sometimes what happens, this is also one of the adaptation. This one is also one of the specialized adaptation. Is it noted down? Mr. APJ Honorable, what is that? President APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay, his death is also due to like this. It is symptoms include the nausea and fatigue and also heart palpitations. This is because of the low temperature atmospheric pressure at the high altitude. The body does not get enough oxygen. That condition is called as hypoxemia. Okay, I will tell you that things also. It will be better for your understanding. Okay, my dear. See here. So take an example. Okay, take an example. This is considered a mountain. Okay, so this is considered a mountain, isn't it? So here is a ground place. This is considered a ground. This is ground stage. Okay, made it. This is the ground stage. The altitude is just imagine. So imagine. So in this side, okay, sorry. Okay, you can calculate it. You can calculate it. This in this side. Okay, altitude. Here you can mark the angle like this, meters. Whether it may be 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and also 2,500. Okay. So when you are the increasing altitude, what happened? The oxygen level is what happened? Decrease. The lower what happened? The oxygen content will be very high in nature. Okay. When it increases, what happened? Automatically the oxygen concentration will be very less in nature. That condition is called as what is hypoxemia. Hypoxemia. Okay, hypoxemia. Okay, my dear. So that things you must note it down, sir. So Abdul Kalam is also due to this difficulties. They were dead. Okay. So this is also very, very important, my dear. So this is also a very, very important point. See here. That does not get enough oxygen. So during the evening time, what happened? Completely it comes down. After several days, however, the same people usually feel fine because the number of physiological changes have increased to the delivery of oxygen to their body tissues. So it will take a few days for their, survivability in that conditions. That time what happened, the body is also absorb the oxygen, and also it may be come to normal position. Once what happened, we are going to the hills places, what happened, it will not adapt our body 1 or 2 or 1 week. After 1 week, what happened? No. Okay, the same people usually feel fine because the number of physiological changes occurs inside the body. That time what happened? The oxygen is also intake is also increased. As a result, your body become normal. Okay, my dear. So these are the physiological changes occurs after 1 week. Okay, so this is the another point. Okay. So go to the next one. The body compensates low oxygen availability by increasing the red blood cell productions, decreasing the binding capacity of the hemoglobin, and by increasing the breathing rate. Already in our but normal condition in hills places, when you are moving, what happen? No, we need oxygen, isn't it? So what happen? Automatically our body productions of the RBC, it will be started. It will be start. Decreasing the binding capacity of the hemoglobin. In the first time, what happened? Decreasing the binding capacity. Then only what happened? Your breathing rate will be very high in nature. After few days, what happened? The production of RBC also increases. At the time, intake of oxygen is also increased. So it comes to the normal level after a week. So, okay. So another example also given. That is also one of the important things, my dear. Microbes. Microbes already we studied archaeobacteria, otherwise called as marshy habitat. Flourishes in a hot spring and deep sea hydrothermal vent where the temperature far exceed 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degree. Okay, my dear. 100 degrees Celsius, more than 100. Okay. So many fish thrive in the Antarctic waters where the temperature is always below zero. And also it may be in the minus category. It is also in the minus category. The large variety of marine invertebrates. Don't forget, my dear, these are the things, Antarctic. So many fishes. Here the aquatic has given. Here one of the microorganisms has given archaeobacteria. Take an example, is methogenic bacteria. And also halophilic bacteria. And also another one is called as acidifying bacteria. These are the three bacteria having begun. And one more is the methogenic bacteria, halophilic, thermophilic, and also another one is also that. These are the example has given for the archaeobacteria. When you are going to study the bacterial classification, there are two types of bacteria is there. One is called as archaeobacteria. Another one is called as true bacteria is there. Archaeobacteria, they can live in the marshy habitat. That marshy habitat, it will be the temperature related one. It may be high temperature and also low temperature. Low temperature, what is meant? 0 and below 0, otherwise called as minus in nature. Minus in nature. And also 100 and more than 100. Okay. These are the examples. See, the large variety of marine invertebrate and fish lives at a great depth in the ocean where the pressure could be more than 100 times the normal atmosphere. The pressure also, when you are shrinking the water, the particular depth, it will be your air, you can see that feeling, you can feel it. Okay. The air is also normal. Suppose when you are going inside, what happened? Your air, it automatically closed. Okay. Even suppose the pressure is increased, that's why it is a closed like structure is that, because inside there is a air drum is there. The pushing from the outside of the water molecule. So the air, what happened in between. So what happened? You feel like a pressure. Suppose when you are going to the, without any here, special equipments, what happened? The sea divers and also some other persons, they are wearing the what then? Mouthpiece as well as the air pieces also. Suppose if it is not present, your air drum, it will be cleaved. What is that? Cleave. Okay. And also damage, rupture. You can take an examples. Okay. Depends upon their pressure. Okay. Go to the next one. And another one example has given here, my dears. One is called as see that desert lizards, jack. Okay. The physiological ability that mammals have to deal with the high temperature of their habitat, but manage to keep their body temperature fairly constant by behavioral means. This is the important one. Suppose even the temperature is very high, according to their behavioral aspect, what happened? They can maintain their body temperature. That is called as what is that? That is an example. That is one of the adaptation of the desert area. Okay. The bask in the sun and absorb the heat when their body temperature drop below the comfort zone, but more into sad when the ambient temperature starting increasing. Okay. So this is the physiological changes which occurs in this body, in their body. See the next one. By contrast, in sadder forest, the same lizard does not have the opportunity to regulate its body temperature through the behavioral means. The normal, what is that? Forest, what happened? They need not to maintain their body temperature. That means, okay, the temperature, behavior, no need. Suppose if it is in the normal desert area, what happens? They have to maintain their body temperature. So the physiological changes which occurs in their body. Okay. Thus it becomes a conformer. Already we studied what is by conformer. Okay. What is by conformer? Okay, my dear. So, and adapt the temperature of its surrounding. So they can adapt itself. Okay, my dear. So this is the important in behaviors. And go to the next one. The behavioral adaptation can be extreme. It is another point. The spared food toads genus the Scapipods, which lives in the desert of North America. Okay, can burrow nearly a meter below the surface and remain there for as long as 9 months. Okay, my dears. How many months they will be furrow in the soil, under the soil. Each year, their metabolic rates greatly reduce as they live on the fat reserves. So, because you know, but some of the animals they can live where during the extreme heat conditions. That time, what happened? The buried under the soil, soils. Okay. So during that time, what happened? It's also undergo the starvation period. What is the meaning of starvation period? They will not take any food from food. So that time, how they will get the energy, you know, because the presence of the fat. Fat only is the reserve food material for the supplying of nutrients. That is very, very important, my dear. So that is very important point here. Okay. So this one. Okay. So this one. Okay. So this one. The fat is the reserve food materials. When the moist or cool condition return, so this is already, you know, when unfavorable, we can come to the conclusion. Okay. When unfavorable condition, what are the physical adaptation is there? Take an example, I already told you. One of the example has crocodile. Crocodile, what they will do, you know, during the high temperature times, otherwise called as summer seasons, what they will do, you know, the sleeping condition. What is that meaning? So that condition is called as what is a sleeping condition. What is that? Sleeping. Okay. So sleeping conditions. Sleeping. Okay. The animals undergo the sleeping for how many months? 6 months to 1 year. Okay. 1 year under the water or any of the hole, near the hole. Okay, that condition is called as hibernation. Already we studied that things also. Already we studied, my dear, isn't it? Already we studied. That is condition is called as hibernation. When the moist cool condition return, this spot, when the moist condition is return, what happened? You know? Okay. The toads emerge and breed. The young toads mature rapidly and burrow underground. The camels also show the unique adjustment to desert conditions. These are the 3 examples has given. One is called as toad has given. Another is also important things. Camel is also another one because they are all lives in the desert places, desert conditions. The unique features, adaptation features also there. Behavioral adaptation. That is very, very important, my dear. Okay. So these are the examples. Okay. Don't forget. Next one is, see, this is the example. So this is called a spared foot toads. Genus Capifus. It's nothing but like as a frog. Okay, my dear. Under that rock, they will live for how many months or years, sometimes without any food, they can survive. When the raining season, it comes out. Okay. Until what they did, you know, during the hibernation and also escape from the current situation. That things also you should note it down, my dear students. So go to the next one. Adaptation of heat. Already we discussed these things also. Some of the plant, what they will do. Some of the plant, what they will do. Okay, my dear. How? It will be escape from that one. The plants and hot desert are adapted to survive in dry condition of soil and high temperature. How it will be? The plants that have a short lifespan are known as ephemerals. Okay. You know a little bit, any one of the plant during the summer season, what will happen? They withdraw their leaves. Okay. So withdraw their leaves. That is also very, very important idea. That is important. For example, in behavioral aspects, okay, take an examples of any one of the plant. Okay, any one of the plant. Okay, say take an examples. Okay, any plant. Okay, my dear. Consider a plant. Okay, they are having a root system. Here you know about the leaf. Okay, leaves. Okay, leaves. Here root. Root present as it is. But at the same time, what happened? No, they all the leaves withdraw from the which one, you know, plant. Okay, leaves are fallen to the ground. So during the summer season, after the normal condition, what happened? Again, it will be regrow, isn't it, my dear? And also the flowering is also produced. The flowers also produced. So this is also important point. Okay, my dear. So this is the important criteria. So there is adaptation. Okay, go to the next one. See that condition is called as ephemeral. So you don't forget, my dear students. Sometimes they may ask the question, what is meant by ephemeral? Which point, you know? Which part, you know? They may ask the questions. The plant that have the short lifespan, that short lifespan is also known as which one? Ephemeral. Some plants have a deep tap roots. Okay, deep tap root, which can reach even up to water table in arid climate, and therefore are capable of absorbing water from the deep soil. It is also another criteria. Some of the plants, they do not have the deep root systems. Some of them are having the, take an example, grasses. Okay, during the summer season, what happened? Automatically, they are all what happened? Completely need to die. After the season is also written, what happened? Automatically it will be grow during the rainy season. You know about that. Okay, some of the plant, take an example, one of the angiosperm plant, sequoia, the root is penetrated up to the 100 or 50 meters inside the soil. So they can absorb the water molecules where in the water bed below how much kilometer, how much meter present in it, that can easily absorbed by the root in the particular plant. Okay, made these are the adaptation of heat also. Some prominent examples of the plant having deep root system are prosopis, mesquite, palms, and some species of acacia. It's a xerophyte, isn't it? Many tropical plants, particularly grasses that grow in hot and arid climates, possesses C4 pathway. What is the meaning of C4 pathway? C4 means oxaloacetate. Oxaloacetate production takes place. The absorption of phosphoenol pyruvate with the combination of the carbon dioxide. The first product is called as oxaloacetate. That's why the carbon compound C4 pathway. Okay. Maximum where it occurs, sugarcane, maize. These are all our examples for the C4 plant. Many desert plants such as the cacti and succulent close their stomata during the day and open them in the night to reduce the transpiration. Such plants possesses came pathway of photosynthesis. You just note it down, my dear student. This is also very, very important. Already we discussed this point. Okay, came plant. Crassulacean acid metabolism, particularly is noted down xerophytic plant, succulent. Succulent is nature, succulent. Okay, and then here you have to note it down the C4 pathway. One of the example has given C4 plant. Okay, maize, sugarcane. These are all are comes at the beginning. Sugar, C4 plant, sugarcane, sugarcane plant. Okay, my dear. So these are the examples. Okay, go to the next one. See this. This is the C4 pathway. Okay, C4 pathway is that C4 plant is also otherwise called as Calvin cycle, where it occurs. The cam plant. Take an example. Cam plant. The crassulacean acid metabolism occurs in the mesophyll cell. Sometimes they may ask the question, mesophyll cells. Okay, here see that C3 plant, C4 plant, cam plant. C4 plant is also already studied. The C4 plant, there are three components there. Two components is very, very essential. Two cell is also very, very important. Mesophyll cell, bundle sheath cell. all are, see here, all are interconnected with the Calvin cycle. So here the product, it will be differs. C3 plant, C4 plant, 4 carbon compounds produced here. C3 plant, 3 carbon compound is produced here. CAM plant, crassulaceous acid metabolism. Here also carbon dioxide combined with the C4 oxaloacetate. So and also combined with C5, enter into the Calvin cycles. Okay, Calvin cycle, otherwise called as dark reaction. Otherwise called as dark reaction, my dear. Okay. Okay. The CAM cycle in 5 minutes. See here. So this is a reaction. De-acidification phase and also acidification. It is also divided. These are all no need. Just to note it, and when you are going to study the photosynthesis, that time it can be easy. Okay, just note it down. CAM cycle occurs in where? In succulent plant. Which one you know? Acacia, whatever it may be. Okay, and also C4 means sugarcane. C3 means it's also some other plants. Okay, see. And many xerophytes may accumulate proline and amino acid. Here, very, very important. Many xerophytes, the one of the acid I told you here, what I told you know, the amino acid is given as an example. Which amino acid mostly found in the xerophytic plant is proline. Okay, proline is an amino acid. Now I told oxalic acid and malic acid. Okay, crassulaceous acid metabolism. Here the xerophyte, they told xerophyte. In response to stress, the heat shock proteins, chaperones, sometimes they may ask the questions, which of the heat stroke protein present in the xerophyte? Chaperones provide physiological adaptation in plants to high, okay, and high temperature. Okay, like that, they may ask the questions. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Sure, sure. Okay. So, the physiological adaptations of the plants to high temperature. The proteins helped other proteins to maintain their structure and avoid the denaturation at high temperature. Okay, this is very, very important. What is the main help of the protein molecules? You know, just imagine this protein helped other proteins to maintain their structure and avoid the denaturation of the high temperature. Okay. Suppose when the high temperature increases, automatically what happens? You know, the plant molecules also, enzymes, metabolic reaction, physiological reaction, all are suffered. It can be prevented by the a special type of protein. That protein name is called as, what is that? You know, chaperones. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important. Go to the next one. The adaptation of the water scarcity. How it will be adapted? Animal facing water scarcity is found in arid or desert areas. Already we know about. So two types of adaptation is called as reducing water loss and the ability to tolerate arid conditions. These are the two things is that important. Okay. So what are the two things is that? These are the two things. Okay, my dear. So example has given kangaroo, a rat, otherwise called as desert rat, seldom drinks water. They will not drink water even. Okay. It has a thick coat of minimized evaporative desiccations. The animal seldom comes out of its comparatively humid and cool burrow during the daytimes. Nearly 90% of its water requirement is met from metabolic water produced by the respiratory breakdown, whereas the remaining 10% is obtained from the food. Okay. Take an example of rabbit. Rabbit, it will not drink water. The water molecules, how then it will be supplemented, you know, the food, according to their food only, the carrot, cabbage, whatever green leafy vegetables, it contains a water molecule. It will be used for their physiological activities. Okay, media. So same process also, but here it will be differ. The kangaroo rat, what happened? It will not drink water even till death. Okay. Nearly 90% of the water requirement is met from the metabolic water only. The water produced by the respiratory breakdown. During the respiration, what happened? The water molecules are also produced some of the specialized organ. That is called as adaptation. That is called as adaptation of some animals. Okay, my dear. Okay. So see that this is the example. This is the kangaroo, a desert rat. Okay. So they will not drink water. Okay. Okay, my dear. So loss of water is minimized by producing a nearly solid urine and feces. Okay. Sometimes it may be produce a solid urine. Okay. So suppose we need which one, water for more, isn't it, my dear? Water for more. Okay. Water for, then only what happened? No, water molecule eliminated in the form of urine. But in this category, solid urine and feces comes out. Okay. Okay. See this one. The camel has a number of adjustments to desert conditions. Okay. It is also called as what is a desert ship. The economically in water consumption, minimizing surface exposure, tolerance of the fluctuation of the temperature, no sweating till body temperature increases to 55 degrees Celsius to 66 degrees Celsius. Now we come to the conclusion. In human being, sweating comes out. So the water molecule evaporated in the form of water. Okay, in the form of solution, whatever it may be. But in camel, what happened? No, even this temperature, what happened? No, they will not excrete there is no sweating. So what happened? The water molecule it not evaporated. That is the condition, isn't it? That is also one of the specialized adaptation of camels. Okay, my dear. So these are the important points. So we will finish it up to this level, my dear students. We will see the remaining things on the next classes. Before that, I summarize all those things very fastly. Okay. So what are the things already we discussed? See. So ecotone and also edge effect. Ecotone is nothing but the transition zone between the two communities is known as the ecotone. For example, so grassland as well as the forest land, and the river and the ozone pressure is okay. That things also already we discussed. It can adjust themselves. That is very, very important, my dear students. So this is the examples already we discussed. This is the land ecosystem as well as the aquatic ecosystem is also. In between, there is a specialized that is also amphibian nature. They can live in both the conditions. Such type of organism are called as what is a ecotone. Okay, Mars land like that they told. Okay, some of the example edge effect and edge species. What are the edge effect? What are the edge species already we discussed? Okay, see here. So land zone and also aquatic zone, they both are living together in the particular area is called as what is a ecozone. The number of species also very increased in this area. Okay, ecological adaptation. Each one it has a specific ecological adaptation now, particularly plant as well as animals. Already you know about both. The adaptation is very, very important criteria or factor for the reproduction and survival of the organisms and the plant as well as the animals. Suppose if it is not favorable, it can migrate from the one place to another place during the stressful condition. Already we discussed that things also, isn't it, my dear? So crystallization acid metabolism, which one is an example? What are the special characteristics? The thick layer of the, which one, leaves, that is also called as what is a succulent in nature. Okay, it is present in the acids. Okay, so these are the very, very important, my dear. Okay, so you have to keep on practice. We'll go to the next part in the next session. Okay, my dear. Thank you so much for the participation. Bye. Take care. Good night.